And then there's this bill for the Library Trustees Association that's been riding around in my car.
Right.
What's your, Karen, what's your number?
P.O.
Oh, your P.O. box.
Yeah, 119.
119? And Jeff, what's your address? Alright. So then this, I guess we can just submit it right to the town. Same kind of backwards, but
Okay.
I think that that'll come out of professional development fees and gas.
Oh, we don't need a request for. Sorry, can you explain this again?
So this is the Library Trustees Association dues. They provide quarterly newsletters about library services and changes to the RSAs that affect libraries. And they hold a conference in May. So
Okay, and the town pays this?
yeah, so based on Elena's earlier comment, if we submit it to the town should be cutting the check and taking it out of our professional development line.
Okay, do we need a request for payment thing, or is this a request for payment? I mean, it isn't technically, but.
I don't know the answer
I think
to that.
we used to do like a standard request for payment, because sometimes we would ask for things from different line items on the same request, and it would all get attached together with all the receipts. So
The request will also tell them where it comes from,
Oh,
what
okay.
it's getting paid out of.
So sorry, do we use those anymore, or we don't?
does the town have a standard template or no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I have one of those papers here, should I,
you use one of those.
Yeah.
okay, should I put it with this and
Yeah.
give it to,
Yes, they put it all together,
okay,
send it to Sarah.
So
okay,
you're going to do a request for payment, attach the invoice and submit it to Sarah, is that
okay.
what we're saying?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, and should I deposit Daniel Moore's $50 check in the trustees account, I take it?
Right, and then we can move it to the director's account if we want.
Okay,
So you're going to write the.
And I'll write the thank you note. Yeah.
okay.
There's his address on it. Okay, director's report. Kate, sorry for having that out of order.
So in September we had 124 total patron visits, and that breaks out into 93 adult patron visits to the library, 7 youth, 1 new patron, 8 attending book club, 10 attending the astronomy club event, and then 5 attending gardening club. We had 39 total donations, non-monetary, so 32 books, 7 DVDs, and then a total of 267 checkouts. Let's see, which is 90 overdrive checkouts, 41 borrowed from the Interstate Lending Library, 111 checkouts from our collection, 25 items going out to other libraries through the ILO. So Fiverr, Sharon has Fiverr Arts Club back up and running after a little bit of a summer break. Puzzle Pals had its first meeting, and we plan to do that again in November.
How many meetings?
I think it was 6.
That's a great start. 6
It
is
was
a good
good,
start
yeah.
here.
We all had fun.
That's really nice.
Well, the fly is gonna bother me too. So let's see, and I'll have the bookworms program all settled and up and running before the end of the
I'll be
month.
glad to help you with that.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, we can do that.
cut out paper.
And then Sabrina Kerwin and I, there's no one attending the kids coding club, so we're kind of thinking on some other ideas how we can support that age group, and yeah, she would really like to be involved in that, so we'll use her. Let's see, and then you mentioned that, and then kind of a note that we should definitely pay the overdrive fee ASAP because we're kind of getting put on a shame list. They've got like a little spreadsheet that goes around to the whole state, and it's like, oh, we're like one of 4 that's still in the red. So
Are we in good
Let's take
company
care
or
of that.
bad company?
I didn't pay attention to that, but I was like, oh, there's not many. And then just a note that so I did end up talking to Sarah about the porta potty, and so she suggests that we do pay it from the petty cash first and then seek reimbursement, because especially the next couple of months the price may fluctuate, and so she can't pre-approve or write a check that's pre-approved by you guys.
Okay.
So
So that
You
would,
need to make sure you have enough.
yeah.
so there might be
There's
3
enough,
items then on your payment request to the town, right? If it's the library trustee association dues,
Okay.
the overdrive,
Mm-hmm.
and the, I guess, the porta potty, right? If we haven't paid out of petty cash yet though, have we?
Let's see, we did the first time that this was kind of emergency.
Okay.
And then
Which
No,
we need
and then-
reimbursement for,
no, we did not
Okay.
get reimbursement for. No.
so we should, okay.
Yes, if I still have the, okay. So, and then Leaf donated the funds to pay for another one. And then, so this is the next total, which I will call him probably before the end of the week, tomorrow.
Oh, you paid again?
I paid once.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank
So-
you. Again.
Yeah, I mean, you can seek reimbursement, we have money
No,
in the
I'm good.
budget for that.
That's a donation.
Well, thank you.
And then there's just a breakdown of how we use our staff hours, and then the director's checking account activity through to September. So, which is on a separate sheet, so if it needs to go to the budget committee, right?
Just
Yeah.
add that, worked with Kate, and the fall winter newsletter is going out next week. And it's still, it's just impressive how much good work is happening and activity out of this little library. We slimmed it down because the cost of the 4-page one with the 2 folds was really high. But when you've seen the draft, so
Yep.
it's slimmed down, but I actually think it might be more effective with less, because people are more likely to read it, not put it aside to read later.
Yep.
And it was significantly less expensive, and Fogel is paying for both the printing and the cost of every door delivery,
Just like last time,
just like, and the time before.
which was this calendar year.
Yeah, so, and until someone else picks it up, I'm not sure who that someone will be, I'll keep doing it. Putting it together. But I wanna thank everybody for getting back to me so quickly. You weren't tardy, it was just a week. Having reviewed it, because I cannot proof my own work, just can't do it. I have that to summarize in the minutes.
thanks
Thank
Kate
you.
for preparing that.
A quarterly report, and you have your own, I didn't put yours on there
Okay, yep.
cause you,
Now,
Do that.
do you take the, or do you leave this for the budget committee?
oh, I'm gonna give them copies.
Okay.
Yep.
Mine, so you'll have you have mine at the end in the report there. Right,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Does anybody else needs that, right?
So Jeff, maybe you already know this, but we're not sitting on a gold mine here. So our interest is in the pennies every month, and some of these funds come from families that put strings on it, like only related. Do you already know this? Am I explaining something?
I'm
you already know?
picking it up as
Okay.
we go along.
Okay. Some are only for children's books, some are for general purpose, and then the trustees of the trust funds oversee two other funds that we collect the interest on maybe once a year. Susan.
So, is there any progress on evaluating whether we could get some kind of CPRA agreement?
We did talk about that, yeah, and I said that I would talk to DRA or charitable trusts about it.
That would be helpful, because I think it's another understanding that we have these trusts, so what's the problem? But we can't use them, they're so restricted. I don't think it makes sense to use them.
So, we can't use the Leonard Barney Flanders $360 for overdrive until we're 200% sure that that's books.
Kate, you talked to
They
this.
said, sorry, the fellow you answered from the trustees.
No, so I just called Michael York at
He
the
said
state.
like more than likely or something, but is that good enough?
Yeah, well, he said we would be like, just, it would be fine. He couldn't think of any reason not to, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm totally
Thank you.
confident.
Good
Yeah.
enough for
That-
me, yeah. If
Yeah.
someone's really gonna come after us for that.
Yeah.
They're books, that's the way I read 90% of my books.
Right.
They're books.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Committee updates. Are you all set, Kate?
Yeah. I think so.
So Fogel.
Yep, so we had our garlic gathering, which you know, and it was very successful. We sold out of a lot of stuff. We were so busy that I didn't even have a chance to go around and see how everybody did. I checked LBS, seemed to do okay. But
They did.
yeah, good.
Historical Society did quite well.
Great. So I'm really happy to hear that because I think we all rise on the same tide. And we have somebody who is stepping up to volunteer for next year who wants to make it her year-long project. So we have big plans for next year. And pumpkin carving is this weekend to do decorate for trunk or treat. Other than that, the sign is a big question mark for us because we did have the lasagna event, which is supposed to go for trustee requests this year. So we have to spend that money down. Do you have another contact for the prison printing place?
It should be Nathaniel Gaunt. He was out on vacation, or he's out on medical for a while, but
Oh, he was.
he should be back.
Oh, okay. All
In
right.
the past
So
2
maybe
or
I'll.
3 weeks he's back.
The ones that do the road signs,
Yeah.
Sarah should have, because the town just ordered signs
Oh, okay. All right.
from to.
Because I basically what's kind of the holdup is I need to know what file format and size they need for printing the size sign that we're looking at.
Okay.
Because then I can start looking at a few different designs to present to you guys. But we would like to spend down that money this year. Mary, was there anything else?
I think that was it.
there was discussion that we have to grant further permission to
Yes,
specifically allow decorations for Halloween, not just
right,
Halloween.
which I think Susan did a draft letter, yeah,
What,
for the
I think
permission.
she- yeah.
I just did a sentence saying that the trustees
Agreed.
gave permission to leave the decorations on the field until November 2nd, isn't that what I put in there?
I think
To
so.
give more than one day to get it all
Yeah.
cleared away. This wasn't included in the long letter I put together about every event Fogle does.
Yeah.
That we sent in earlier, and I just didn't think of this part.
I think we're dealing with humans here, humans err, and
So, anyway, so that's all that is, it's not a letter, it's just a statement with
Yep.
signatures.
With signatures.
Which needs
So
to
we
get
should- we
there
should
by
sign
tomorrow,
that,
because
yeah.
that was the
do we have a hard
deadline, so
copy?
So,
it's right here.
Can I
here, is
can I
that
print this directly to? Oh, it is printed already.
it?
Oh, you got
Thank
it?
you, Susan, for
Sure.
thinking of that. Do any of the trustees have qualms about a few decorations on the library lot between now and November 2nd?
No.
Alright. Susan, we're pushing strategic plan to November. Is that I have?
Well, you weren't here, we thought there was so much
Okay.
going on in this meeting that we do that. I was thinking of sending an email to everyone who participated on the committee to invite them to attend if they so wish, for an update.
This is particularly good timing for us also, because we're looking at doing a draft of kind of our core guiding principles to hopefully publish in January. And we want to make sure that they're aligned with the strategic plan and the goals for this coming year.
The town offices are open tomorrow
Till noon.
Until
till
noon.
noon. Okay.
Are you in town tomorrow?
I am in town tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Newsletter looks, so I guess other business, sorry, public comment, or just other business. Leaf?
So Sarah's gonna talk to Sue about the check coming from Kentucky. Maybe Sue got it instead.
Oh,
It was in the box. It was labeled for
okay.
the Grafton Library account. Maybe Sue grabbed it,
Yeah,
but she'll check with Sue tomorrow, hopefully.
okay.
And Sarah says the budget spreadsheet she sent you, all you guys gotta do is put in what you guys want for each line item from the town. Cause the budget workshop is the one in November.
It what?
The budget workshop is the one in November.
So I think we had discussed maybe 2 months ago that in addition to just the workshop where you present your budget, the selectmen and the budget committee explain how they would like the groups to budget.
And that's the one they're gonna be going over the budget. The same one as you did last year.
Okay.
So that has always seemed less of a workshop and an
Yeah.
explanation
Right.
session and
It's a
more of a
presentation
defense of your
proposed
budget. Yeah.
Yeah,
But you
a question and answer session,
gotta try to figure out what you need for the year for each item.
Well, I think like,
Like I said, aim high.
yeah. But I think
Yeah,
we're
that has
kind of
always gone
looking
well.
like,
I just thought, yeah. To reiterate, I mean, I just feel like we were all on the same page. And it'd be really nice for all the groups in town to have the selectmen's and the budget committees expectations before we present our budgets to kind of really discuss the gross basis and
to have a consistent
yeah.
set of procedures for all departments.
Technically, the workshop you're going in front of the budget committee.
Yeah, never. It's
Fighting
not.
down
But that's.
for
It's just
their
not the same
budget.
format as like a question and answer when everyone is there at the same time, right? We're all allotted certain like 20-minute sections,
But, yeah,
Unless the budget committee and selectmen want to explain the budgets 12 times. Which, if that's the format they wish, then
could ask Sarah about it. Yeah, there's a column, they fill in what they want to request for their budget for each line item.
yeah, I understand that part. I think what we're asking for
That's
is
pretty much what everyone is doing, just requesting a certain amount of money. They're trying to figure out how much they're gonna use for that year, like oil, fuel.
yeah. So I just say this having gone through this like 6 years at this point. What we'd really like
Yeah.
is for the selectmen and the budget committee to hold a workshop for all the people who present a budget before November 22nd to talk about gross basis and how they interpret gross basis. That's what we would really like. So if you could bring that up at the selectmen's meeting
Yeah,
on
right.
that'd be great.
Do any other departments in town have to deal with gross basis?
This was also discussed, I think, the
5
cemetery
others.
trustees maybe.
Cemetery trustees, the rec committee, something in the fire department.
Right. I think last time, because Sandy was here last time, and she said that it would.
The ambulance, the Ladies Benevolent Society, no,
No,
brought it
that's not as,
the dump does, pretty much any town entity that takes in its own money is part of gross basis. The ambulance gets paid for all the ambulance calls. The dump gets all recycling. Rec committee gets all their donations. Library gets,
Just donation, really.
yeah, donations.
And
Wherever they bring it, they don't, any town entity that doesn't rely 100% on the town is part of gross basis.
And we technically have income generating equipment like the printer, which is like $3 a month maybe. If that.
It's a lot of trouble for $3 a month.
Yeah, oh, let me tell you. I hate printers.
Doesn't seem like it's worth it.
But I saved $2,000 refilling the ink cartridges.
Very good.
do you want me to send a letter to Sarah to get on a selectmen's agenda, or do you?
You would have to get on task Saturday to put you on the agenda about it. I can bring it up Tuesday. Well, the 1st.
Any other public comment or items? All right, I'll adjourn the meeting at 7:19.